Hi everyone. I hope you've all had a great week and a great day today. So, this video was inspired by my brother. And this video, I'm going to be talking about the three main types of human relationships. And we all belong to one of the three main categories: givers, takers, and matchers. And the first one that I will be talking about is givers. And you might be wondering, what is a giver? A giver is someone that can give more than they can take. They think of others before themselves. When they give or do something for someone, they don't immediately expect something back. They tend to focus on what they can give. They create a ripple effect of generosity by inspiring others to give. Givers build strong, trust-based relationships and develop a reputation that uniquely stand out positively. They love to give gifts. Guilty as charged, ladies and gentlemen, because I always ask people, what do you want for your birthday or for Christmas, etc.? And people say, Ashley, you don't have to get me anything. And I'm like, but I want to. And I'm like, I will not take no for an answer. And I just get you a gift anyway. And I turned out I get you a gift and you love it. And I just love to be that person who gets a gift for you so you can just smile. Anyway, they set healthy boundaries and provide a balanced energy exchange. And what I mean by that is they ask people for help rather than demand it. I mean, givers can still ask for help. They can still ask for help. They are mature and they learn to live responsibly. Yes, givers do that, yes. And finally, givers' generosity proves their inner strength. That is a giver. The next point I'd like to talk about is a taker. So, what is a taker? A taker, they take more than they can give. They think of themselves before others. They expect something in return when they do something for someone else. They're very inconsiderate and selfish. They never reciprocate in a relationship. This makes a relationship very painful because it's basically one-sided. And to make a relationship work, it needs to be two-sided. If it's one-sided, it's not going to work. Sometimes takers are unaware of the impact they are having on others, but sometimes they simply don't care about other people. And they cause a lot of damage to others. Since takers can be destructive and drain you, be aware of other takers. Yes, you need to definitely be aware of other takers around you. And I apologize for reading that note there. That was awful. Anyway, yes, you need to be aware of takers because they're out there, they're everywhere, and they can drain you and be very destructive in your life. avoid having takers in your inner circle. Don't let a taker be in your friend group and everything. I'm not saying, don't look at it as like a VIP party and everything. Like, you should always be nice and be inclusive and give people a chance. But if you start noticing the taker behavior, that's a red flag, and that's got to go. Because you don't need a taker in your life. Absolutely not. Takers fail to mature. They definitely fail to mature. Their behavior is a reaction to the fear of lack. They believe they must fight to survive in a hostile world. So they think that they have to take everything. Everything is theirs. They don't care about they don't care if they hurt someone else. I would know. I've gone through it for many years. Friendships. I've been in 2 relationships where this has happened, and it's terrible. Please, don't say, Ashley, you need to move on from this. I'm moving forward as best as I can. I'm just using this as an example. Ladies and gentlemen, nobody deserves to be treated like such garbage. It's not fair. Nobody should be at the point to where they're crying so much and they're losing sleep because they're wondering what is going on with that person. And you miss that person so much. Sorry about that. I had to share it. But anyway, that is a taker. And finally, a matcher. A matcher, they focus on balance and fairness. They act on the principle of reciprocity. They strive to preserve an equal balance of giving and getting. So they're not a giver and they're not a taker. They get a little bit of both. They help others if only they help them in return. And that is only fair. And my last note, most people are not permanently a giver, taker, or matcher in every relationship. Someone can be a giver with one person, a matcher in another relationship, and even act more like a taker during seasons of life. So, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize if what I shared made you be like, oh, Ashley, again. but I just felt led to share it. And I hope that sharing these three types of human relationships help you guys know what types of people are out there. I mean, there are givers. I'm a giver. But there are takers. And I've dealt with them for many years, and you do not want to have to deal with it. I wouldn't even want it. I wouldn't even want it for the people who have been mean to me for years. I wouldn't even want it for them because it's continued on. We all deserve peace and happiness. And I pray that one day all of us can have peace and happiness and harmony and not have to deal with takers. God bless you all.